Give me some of that Chinese medicine.
There's no more left.
Oh, things went very badly today. I won't tell you. Just give it to me. Please.
King Harold said today.
I don't care what King Harold. Where is it?
He's definitely addicted to it, like fucking.
Where is it?
Maybe it's a good thing that she doesn't have any because he needs to get his head straight. Oh, come on! Like, I think I said it in one of the last ones. It's like his head isn't in the game, you know what I mean? He's basically just got his way with all the women there. Like, the fuck?
These runes will cure you, my dear Helga.
Oh, oh, poor Floki. Okay, he's having a vision. I wouldn't mind having these types of visions, but okay. Okay. Now it makes sense that Floki's having a vision of them two being together. I like it how they did it, so it was like he was in the shoes of her, but instead of it being like, oh, he just looks over and sees them two kind of going at it, it was a vision, and it was like, it's the way that you have to interpretate the vision, you know what I mean? It's never always going to be like clean cut, like visions should be kind of blurry, and it's the way you interpretate it, and that's how sometimes you can get interpretations wrong, you know, and make mistakes. But so I kind of like the way that that was done. That was nice.
Knew only as W. Who is really Prince Wigston of the Mercian royal family. Is that correct?
Yes, King Egbert. That is correct.
Interesting place for our meeting.
I believe it is. For this is the mausoleum of the kings and queens of Mercia. Those caskets contain the bones of my ancestors. Here lie my father, brother, uncles, and my sons. And here is my sainted mother. She watched her grandsons butchered before her eyes, before they blinded her, cut out her tongue, cut off her breasts, and burnt her while she was still alive. And who did this? My family.
Wow.
The ruined, corrupt, decadent dregs of a once illustrious name. And you shelter, for your own purposes, another of my mad descendants, Quenthrith.
I do not shelter her out of any love for her person, but because I thought she might be a stabilizing factor. The last thing I needed was a chaotic neighbor.
I know your ambitions.
And, to the point, you proposed this meeting. To what end?
My proposal is simple. I still have an army of sorts. We will join with the army you have brought and easily, believe me, overcome the council and their lickspits.
And then?
I only want the chance to redeem my sins.
And the kingdom?
Wayforth, Bring my mother's casket.
The fuck?
I shall formally renounce the kingdom in your name.
Oh,
You will afterwards be king of Wessex and Mercia.
We have waited 3 days for a plan of attack. The longer we wait, the more chances the Franks will attack us. What is your decision? Father!
Tell them tomorrow that we go back downriver.
Are you all right?
Just tell them tomorrow we retreat!
yeah, something's up with him, man. Hope he ain't got no, like, internal injuries and he's, like, fucking in crazy pain. Or it could be just the drugs.
Yes. Tomorrow we retreat.
Retreat? The fuck? Okay, like I said, there is definitely something wrong with Ragnar. I think it might be... I don't know, because, like, he was wounded, but I think it might be the drugs fucking him up. Because, like I said earlier, it's like, it's almost like he's bleeding internally. Because his mouth is always, like, red. But there's no shots of him, like, spitting blood out or nothing. So, I don't know. I think the attack fucking failed the way that it did was because Ragnar's head isn't in the game. Like, all of them boats, you could very easily say, okay, you 3 or 4 go over that side, you 3 or 4 go over that side. You know, and go up on foot. And we'll go down the middle, you guys rush the towers and go. Or even kind of flank round. And I know, like, that's what Lagertha did, she kind of flanked round. I would have sent more men and on both sides. But like I said, Ragnar's head just isn't in the game. You know, he's obviously addicted to these drugs and it's starting to become a real detrimental thing, you know what I mean? Like me, I don't really have a problem with people doing drugs or whatever, but you got to do it in moderation, you know what I mean? It's like, if you want to have a drink, have a drink. I like to have a drink, but as soon as it gets to the point when that drink affects your day-to-day life, it affects your work, it affects your relationships and friendships, that's when you have a problem with drink. Same thing, like if you like to have a smoke, but as soon as that smoking starts to affect your day-to-day life and your work life and stuff, then you've got a problem. And no matter what type of drug you do. Same thing with this. It's obvious that this drug is fucking with Ragnar's head. And either she needs to run out of it, or, I don't know, maybe for her to die, or something. Because right now, that's Ragnar's main source. You know, without her, then he's got no other option but to kind of go through detox and to kind of go back to normal Ragnar, you know what I mean? I just can't believe Rollo, man. Like, he spotted Lagertha in that field and he still sent the men in. And Ragnar as well, his speech about how it was like I showed you mercy, like, and this is how you repay me. And it's like, oh shit. Especially after watching Athelston's journal as well. Oh man. But to kind of go back to what I was talking about, Floki's vision, I like that. I like the way that they kind of like had that shown, because it's not like, oh, he just saw Aslaug and Herbert fucking up by the side of a tree. It was like the vision was put out in such a way where she came over, sat on him, and they started kissing, and then he switched into Herbert and stuff. And visions, I think the best way to kind of portray visions is to have it where you could have multiple interpretations of that vision. But now the kind of question comes into play, like, what does it mean? You know, of course, yes, she's shagging him, but why would Floki have a vision of it? Unless it's meant to mean something on a bigger scale. Because why didn't Floki have a vision of the camp being attacked? Why didn't he have a vision of Helga being hurt? You know what I mean? Why didn't he have a vision of that? Why, out of everything he could have possibly had a vision of, why was it Aslaug? You know? So I think that's going to have some bigger meaning, possibly leading up to the season finale. But the guy's practically kind of granting people's wishes, like, oh, you will have 3 sons and this and that. There's going to be a downside to it. There's got to be a downside to it. Because every time he showed his face, someone's drowned. I just can't think who. I don't know. But back in England, you got King Egbert as well. Like, I knew that there was something kind of going on with that one guy. You know, the constant nods and the winks and stuff. And if he can become king just by having it like handed over to him, of course he's going to go for it. But then the question is, what's going to happen to the Queen of Mercia now? It's like right now the odds are like really stacked up against Ragnar. And with the way that Ragnar is now, it's like I can't see where this show's going. So story-wise, he needs to come out of this slump that he's in with the drugs. And like I said, maybe his dealer, maybe she'll stop giving it to him. Something will happen to her. Maybe she'll get killed off, something. But storytelling-wise, something needs to happen there because Ragnar still has to go back to England and deal with that shit over there. Get revenge for all the settlers that was killed off and all of that shit. And then you've got like fucking Rollo in Paris as well. Like, there's so much there, man. Or the show could have the balls to do something other shows don't really have the balls to do, and that's kill off the main character and pass the torch on to others, you know? Because I do know from like actual history, Ivor the Boneless, he rained fucking terror on England in revenge of his father's death. So that could be something. You got Bjorn as well, like he could lead fucking attacks. So I don't know, like, is Ragnar gonna die and then it passes on to his kids and the show's just gonna carry with them? Could that be something? Because I'm starting to like really catch up now to the point where we are all going to be sat watching the new episodes as they're aired, you know? So I don't know, man. I really don't know what's going to happen. But as far as storytelling wise, Ragnar needs to come out of the slump that he's in, you know? I think we are going to get a big time jump and the kids are going to become young adults. Very similar like with what happened with Bjorn. Like 1 minute he's just this little kid and the next minute he's like some 6 foot odd tall fucking beast of a man, you know what I mean? We might have the same thing happen again. I don't know, man. But yeah, give this video a thumb up if you like it. Comment down below, let me know what you think. And subscribe if you haven't already, man. Alright? I've been SiTHFuRion. I'll catch you in the next one, man.